is here. And we're starting with the lines. I actually simmed the off season here, so exciting stuff. You might notice some changes. And yeah, it's a lot of it's gonna be pretty cool. Um, so yeah, you'll notice Dominic Bach, Sebastian Aho, Andrei Svechnikov, still the same first line. Don't know why we changed that. Big Sam, Martin Necas, and Michael Sarah. They're on my team right there. Niederreiter, Suzuki, and Teravainen. That's a great third line. Luke Henman, Tuukka Tiexola, and Patrick Puistola. Henman and the Finns here. Slavin, Hamilton, Nino, and Panda, new addition, traded for Jamison Reese. So I had to trade Jamison Reese, and we get Panda because Brady Shea didn't want to sign, and I didn't want to bring Noah Hannafin back to Carolina. So we also have Darcy Marlowe and Anthony Honka here. That doesn't really change anything. Okay, but either way, that's my defense. I think it looks pretty good. Goaltending, Chris Miracle, 94 overall, and then Edward Rome up from a 78 last season. So this is quietly becoming one of the best teams that I've created. So I like that a lot. Hopefully everybody's doing all right, but that looks like the team. And we'll go. Check out the AHL team. Jonathan Berggren. I like that he is doing so well. This is a new player. There's a handful of newer players around here, but for the most part, things have stayed pretty much the same. Gonna change that up. But either way, there's the team. Goaltending, Lapalainen is up to a 71. He was in the 60s when I signed him. I think like 68, maybe 69. So that's an improvement. And we also saw some improvement from my AHL goalie. So all really good. And we're ready to just roll right on with it. We're ready to get started. I guess we'll sim to February 1st again. We typically do that. I think, why bother changing things up right now? So, Eric Stahl. They want to trade us Eric Stahl, and I'm going to say no. Some more. There's finally a little bit more hockey news today, which is exciting. Joey Keane was named to the AHL's All Rookie team. I know most of his success was with the Rangers, but it's still cool seeing that we got one of the players on that All Rookie team. I like that a lot. So that's about it, unfortunately. But I do like that there's been, oh wow, LA firing their head coach at least 3 games into the season. Seems like he was on thin ice there, pun intended. A little bit of growing pains for the team early on, but I think we'll overcome it. This team is obviously one of the best teams in the league. And yeah. Alright, so we know there's probably not a franchise player because the Sandlot guy we rank higher. We do already have a gem, Roman Straka from Dynamo in the Extra Liga here. Scouts rank him at 50. Looks like we only know that he's a two-way forward right now. Well, I guess I closed out of it. Didn't mean to hit that, but we'll take a look at it later. Yeah, the Canes are struggling. Wow. But we shut out the Oilers, which is good. I'm gonna untangle my headset real quick. Bam, back-to-back shutouts. There we go. I'm gonna untangle this beer. All right. Well, we don't know what that one game against the Islanders was, but we did shut them out the next game. So a lot more shutouts. Seems like the team's doing better now than we were in the past. We are third in the division. I did just see that sneak past. I don't want Tony DeAngelo. Also, if you haven't read the Players Tribune article from Akeem Eliu, I don't know how you pronounce his last name, but regardless, it's been all over Twitter today. It is an excellent read. It really highlights some of the problems with hockey culture, and it's it's a tough thing to read because yeah, I mean, yeah, it's tough, but it's definitely worth checking out. It's gonna be weird looking back on these. Like, if I ever like watch these series to see how I can, improve things, it's gonna be weird looking back on this because I'll be able to tell like what I was doing because quarantine. But some big wins against Metro teams, but for the most part, we're still just kind of treading water right now. This has been a better month for us. Another shutout. Man, the Canes are shutting out a lot of teams this year, which is good. But 13-7-4 isn't great. I think we need an extra push. Pittsburgh still seems to be the top team in the division. Sebastian Aho out with an injured groin just for maybe a game, maybe two. But either way, any game you lose him is bad. But there's the top 5 picks in the draft, all medium elite. Looks like it drops off a little bit after that, but you can still get some good prospects. We do have 2 gems in the first round, Sasha Schmidt, and Sergei Bobrovsky, a left winger this time, which is interesting, but still scouting this gem. Excuse me. Aho is already back, which is good news. Yeah, hopefully, me hitting best lines doesn't screw anything up. I did tinker with the lines a little bit, but if the team does continue to struggle, which, we did get another win against the Islanders, but the Islanders are a team that, I mean, they're behind us, but they never end up doing all that well. I don't know. The Islanders struggle in franchise modes. I think in all the ones I've done, like after this team, gets older, the Islanders kind of struggle. So we'll see if that still stays the case. But Canes still, again, barely keeping up in this division. We are a third in the division, but it's not a great record. 40 points and 41 now after what's going to be a shootout loss to Montreal. We're 1 point in a playoff spot, and yeah, the Metro isn't getting any wild card spots either. So the Canes need to start winning more games, and they need to beat the Caps, the Islanders, and the Flyers. And I see we have a game against the Flyers and the Capitals, and also the Rangers, who are close to us in the standings. Big overtime win against the Flyers. You would ideally like to see that be a regulation win. Beating the Blue Jackets is always good because they are one of the worst teams in the division. Can we do it again? We can. So that gives us a little bit more breathing room. Same with that win against the Flyers. And here, the real test, though, is this back-to-back here, playing against the Rangers and Capitals. Once again, Trevor, you're not on right now, but the Devils are doing quite well. Boom, back-to-back wins. Rangers and Capitals pushing those teams behind us even more. That's what I like to see. Looks like January's been a very good month for the Hurricanes. But we'll take a look at the draft again. I am legitimately curious. Is this a French player? No. Why did I see the French flag? I don't know. I must just be stupid. That's probably it. Gems and busts. Still just the one gem. Low elite right winger. I have a lot of right wingers and I have a lot of good right wing prospects, so I'm not sure if I'll pick him up yet, but it's definitely worth considering. There's another win. So we're on a pretty lengthy win streak here, and we have another one. Yeah, this has been a great month. Only one regulation loss, I believe. New Jersey gets Jacob Chikrin, which is a pretty big deal, actually. He's a younger player. I think he's only, what, like 26, maybe 27 in this? So that's a pretty solid trade for the Devils, who I believe were first in the division. But I think, you know what? I think we're good enough to sim to the last game of the season. I think the team is doing well enough now where I can afford to do that. We may not be, but I think we're okay. Yeah, I don't want to make that trade. You missed. So I traded Jamison Reese because I had 5 centers. Reese wasn't a good fit for the team and was taking time away from Suzuki, who was a better fit for the team. So I traded him and I think a 3rd round pick in this year's draft, maybe another pick as well, for Panda. Because Brady Shea didn't want to re-sign in free agency, and Panda has a higher ceiling. So that's really it, though. You just like a couple prospects grew, and that's really it. Nature's out with a pulled groin, so that does hurt my top 6 a little bit, and it's obviously crunch time. The Rangers trading Ryan Lindgren. We do play them at least one more time this season, so they did get a little worse, which I like. Keeping the Penguins behind us. We do have a more sizable lead ahead of most of the teams in this division now. Shea Theodore traded to Tampa. That's a massive trade. Okay, I did unmute my mic. I was kind of worried for a second. I was like freaking out. The Rangers also trading Julien Gauthier. So the Rangers have just fully committed to the tank once again. Their period of success was very brief. But Colin Wilson on waivers, I'm going to say no to that. I did see we shut out the Ducks, and Natchez is back, so this is just great. You love to see it. Vancouver's not too great either, and I think we beat them. Suzuki out with a mild concussion until the end of the month. He'll probably only miss the game against Vegas. I would imagine that he would be back for the game against Vancouver. But we're winning more games now. Torrey Krug traded from Florida to Nashville. Nashville trades a 23-year-old Philip Tomasino, and Tomasino is only 73 at 23. That's not good at all. And Florida gets 2 first-round picks as well. The first-round picks are great, but Tomasino, it may be time to write him off as a prospect. Where I got that "you love to see it" line, I honestly don't know. Twitter, I would assume. We're losing a defenseman, Darcy Marlowe, with a mild concussion. Luckily, we have, I think... Oh, and Suzuki's back. It's Joey Keane and somebody else. Jamie Drysdale. So Drysdale will probably come in. Marlowe's already back, and the team didn't really, play poorly without him, so that's good. Yeah, I think I just people were using it on Twitter, and I was just like, oh, that's kind of cool. I'll use that. But that's really it. Ooh, the Canes and Devils are tied for first place in the division, but the Canes have the game in hand. Seems like it's gonna be like everybody versus Trevor in this franchise mode, which is definitely different from how it was in the last franchise mode. But Canes, we are a playoff team. Yes. Okay, good. Good stuff. Your Carolina Hurricanes are going back to the playoffs. I was a little worried. We did have a a slow start. The only channel I follow, or like I will watch, I occasionally watch Cultaholic videos, but I've really stopped watching them recently because there hasn't really been anything to talk about, you know? But last game of the season, Martin Necas scoring, Suzuki getting a goal as well, Tiexela and Big Sam scoring, but the Canes do fall 5-4 in regulation. Clinching the division once again, beating the Devils by 1 point. But unfortunately do not win the conference. That goes once again to Tampa Bay. And Dallas will win the President's Trophy this year. So, first round, it's Canes versus Senators. So, gonna have to message my friend and let him know that I'm about to whoop his ass in the playoffs here. So, there we go. Game no, actually, you know what? We'll check the stats first for everybody. Sebastian Aho, 92 points, another solid season, 51 assists there. He and Big Sam tied for the team lead in goals. And look at Big Sam, 80 points this season. That's crazy good. Necas with 69 points, only 16 goals, but it definitely looks like the team is... They're okay. Like, I mean, some of the players that I was expecting to have better seasons, like I was expecting Michael Cera to have a better season. Really didn't get a great season out of him. And only 15 goals for a guy labeled as a goal scorer. That's not great. Rookie scoring this year? Don't think I had many. Fustola and Tiexela, almost identical stat lines. Jamie Drysdale, no points in the 9 games that he played in. Yeah, didn't grow. Not surprising. Rookie goalies. Rome having an okay season. Still at an 83. Other goaltending, though, Chris Miracle did well as well. So I like that. Do I? I mean, your player's doing well. Oh, yeah, Panda's on this team, so let me check that. Panda, you had 21 points, so definitely not as good of a season, but I mean, you're on the Carolina Hurricanes, which is a dope team to be on, in my opinion. Were you a goal scorer in this run? I don't remember you being a goal scorer. I mean, 83 points. Well, there you go. I could have used that. Damn. Your career high in goals is 34, so I mean that's pretty good. I had some decent goal scoring this year, but seems like defensively we did all right. There you go, Trevor. 83 points. And we'll check Ottawa too, because I do have friends on that team. Sarai with 66 points. Scott with 50 points. So that is his first 50-point season. Looks like he's Ottawa's #1 defenseman here. He and Shabbat, and the #1 and 2. That's a hell of a first pair, man. 90 and 91 is pretty excellent. And Ottawa got Jonathan Taves in the offseason along with Ole Mata. So defensively, this is going to be a tough series for the Canes. Goaltending, I don't think, is great for the Sens, but we'll check it out. First period, game 1. Canes get a goal. Michael Cera scoring the first goal. Oh, no, they have Kurt, so that's a good goalie. Dang. But Michael Cera scoring the first goal of the playoffs for the Carolina Hurricanes. Canes got outshot in that period, though, 17-8, but still walk away with that 1-0 lead. That sounds like what would happen to the Canes. Just like, you know, Ottawa would score the goals and the Canes would outshoot them, so nice change of pace. Brady Tkachuk briefly ties it, but Dominic Bach answers less than a minute later to restore the lead for the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Canes win. Teravainen ends up scoring the game winner with 3 minutes left, and Panda gets the empty net goal. your Carolina Hurricanes win Game 1 of the first round. And let's see, we have first period Game 2. No score after 1. A bit of a goaltending showdown. At least, you know, Kurt is doing well in goal. Chris Miracle didn't see many shots there, but man, still a goalie battle through 2 periods. Third period now, no score. So the first goal of this game will be the winner. And yeah, Ottawa does have a 96 overall defense, which is the best defense I've seen in this game, at least so far in this sim, likely due to the fact that they have so many great defensemen on that team. But yeah, so other than the Joey Keane news, hockey is still kind of at a standstill, unfortunately. But Aho and Jonathan Toews on the face-off. The Canes do have the better number 1 center by a solid. I think Toews was, 87 in this? So Aho's 6 points higher, which is, significant, but we'll see what that actually does. But either way, teams are just kind of fighting for possession at this point. Dominic Bach has it, and shot tipped, and I don't think it hit the net. That's a tough play right there, but the Canes can't quite get it. Chris Miracle with a good save, and he's going to hold on. Needed to move a coffee cup because it was in the bottom corner of the screen, so anytime the puck was in the bottom of the screen, I would not be able to see it. But Dougie Hamilton gets the puck off the faceoff. Andrei Svechnikov, nice move, almost offside there. Dominic Bach has it. Bach dishes it to Hamilton. Svechnikov back to Slavin. Slavin, nice move to get around. An easy save for Kurt. Sebastian Aho gets the puck on a bad turnover. And who was that on the turnover there? And here's just a nice look at Kurt Cusack. I don't know why I said Canes stats. That was Scott with the turnover there. SMH. There are so many people that want the Canes to sign Leonard because they think he'd be an upgrade in goal. And Leonard just seems like a really shitty person. I read the Akeem Aliu story today, which was really eye-opening and kind of crazy, actually. Just seeing all the problems that have been wrong with hockey. And you see it already. There are a lot of deeply rooted issues in the hockey community. And Leonard coming out and saying that later, it was almost certainly directed at him. And I don't know, it just felt really disingenuous and just kind of shitty. I'm not going to lie. So Leonard's also been known to be kind of an ass. But I don't know. People want us to sign him to a major deal, and there's a reason why teams don't want to do that, I think. But I could be wrong. It could also just be hockey culture. I don't know. I'm glad that the guy got help for his problems and addictions, but it still doesn't excuse him being a shitty person. What a save! Did you see that stop? Oh my gosh, that was such a sequence. Now here's the penalty. Strange penalty there. But let's take a look at this sequence here. This is insane. Just a phenomenal... here's the zone entry. And we'll go overhead here to let you see it. So Necas, pretty easy backhand shot here. Good save. And Teravainen's all alone on the rebound. But he gets it he takes it on the backhand. Great pad stop there. Teravainen gets it back. And he shoots it. And what a stop. Look at this save. You can't really see it. He's gonna... This is Kurt, a created player. Flashing the leather there. The game's physics kind of glitched out. Hits it again with his blocker to make sure that Necas doesn't actually hit it in. And the puck goes wide. My gosh. What a stop. But the Canes go on a power play nonetheless thanks to a little bit of a sus interference call on Connor Sheary. Canes can't win the faceoffs. The unit they have out on the ice now is actually kind of tired. But Teravainen with the puck, taking it in on the wing. Dishes to Svechnikov. Great save, Kurt. Svech with the puck once again. Ryan Suzuki with it now to Dougie Hamilton. Oh! And he misses it just wide on the backhand. My goodness. Svechnikov with the puck. Andrei Svechnikov up to Suzuki. Luke Henman with the puck. He's on the power play. Odd. That save. They can't get anything past Kurt. Nothing. No shot is getting past Kurt in this overtime. My goodness. Ryan Suzuki with the puck now. The Canes have had plenty of great chances. Dougie Hamilton with it to Suzuki. Shot is blocked. That was not as good of a chance. I will say that. But Svech is going to start the breakout up to Luke Henman, which is a very interesting power play decision. Aho's shot is blocked, but he blocks the clear. Svech with it, shot wide. And Kurt is going to cover up. 49 seconds left on the power play. And it's looking pretty interesting, actually. This is game 2. If you are just joining us, we are just watching this overtime. It's a 0-0 game in overtime. And the Canes have a 1-0 series lead in the first round. Aho wins the faceoff back. Shot saved by Kurt. Who is this? That's Dominic Bach. Bach, nice move to get around the defender. Shot, score! I couldn't see which player took the initial shot, but Aho is going to get credit for the goal. Finally, they get past. So it's going to be Dominic Bach, or it's going to be Aho from Big Sam and Bach. So Big Sam takes the initial shot, and Aho's actually just going to pick that up from going wide and tap it in. That's a nifty little play there. But the Canes take game 2. They take a 2-0 series lead thanks to that 1-0 overtime win. A goaltending battle, and in all honesty, Kurt may have given up that the only goal in that game, but he played a hell of an overtime. That was a hell of an overtime from him. But we're going to game number 3 here. This is at Canadian Tire Center in Ottawa, Canada. Ontario, I guess. But Canes get 2 goals. Michael Serra with 1 and Jacob Slavin with his first of the playoffs. Second period now. Canes with 4 goals. Bach, Big Sam, Nino Niederreiter, and Andrei Svechnikov scoring. And Brandstrom scores twice to make it a little more interesting, but the Canes take game 3, 6-3. We did blow. It was 2 years ago that we blew a 3-0 series lead in the conference final. It's not the conference final this year, but still a little nervous. But either way, Charlotte made the playoffs and is playing Providence as well. Pittsburgh also has a 3-0 lead on New Jersey. Trevor, I'm sorry, but New Jersey just sucks in the playoffs, my man. Second period, Brandstrom and Sheary score, so Ottawa does not want their season to end. Third period, Canes get 1 goal from Nino Niederreiter. They cannot solve Kurt in this game. Ottawa wins 2-1. It's definitely been the goalies. It's been a story of goaltending so far this series, I would say, other than Game 3. But Game 5, back at PNC Arena. Here we go. First period, no score. Ottawa doubled us up in shots, but can't get anything past Chris Miracle. Svechnikov and Aho scoring, so the first line gets it done twice. Well, I guess the power play got it done the first time. And Sarai, a created player, scores in the second period. Third period now, Canes lose. Scott with his first of the series and Sarai with the hat trick. All of a sudden, it's a 3-2 series lead for the Canes as opposed to a 3-0. So Ottawa's won 2 straight. I don't know where I was going with that sentence. It's my first day. Bach with 2 goals, back-to-back, same shift, just 31 seconds apart there. Taves and Chabot with the goals to tie the game in the first period. Second period, it's still tied. Scott with the goal, and Svech ties it from behind the goal line. So a bit of an interesting... That's Svech's wheelhouse there, huh? And third period, it's still tied. Sarai with the goal, and Patrick Puistola at least hopes that there will not be a Game 7. But either way, Canes and Sens, game 6. Yeah, this is game 6. So Canes need a win here. I don't want to go risk a game 7 when we had a 3-0 series lead. And yep, here we go. So Sebastian Aho on the faceoff, and Colin White is here, so don't know what his overall is, but that's definitely not Jonathan Toews. Dougie Hamilton with it, up to Svechnikov. Svech is going to go 1-on-2 here, shooting, blocked. Aho with the puck, shot, saved by Kurt. Brady Tkachuk with the puck now. Dougie Hamilton hits Tkachuk hard, what a play. Slavin to Bach. A little bit of a weird pass getting out of the zone, but Aho's going to enter the zone and turn it over to Brady Tkachuk. Sarai passes it to Tkachuk again. Tkachuk shot, easy save from Chris Miracle short side, and the Canes are going to clean it up for a moment there, but Colin White gets hit hard. Brady Tkachuk with the puck. Sarai to Tkachuk, save on White. Off the rebound, backdoor, good save, Chris Miracle. Ottawa's had all of the chances so far. Dominic Bach with the puck now. Svechnikov with it. It's blocked again. The Canes, he just skated into the guy. I don't know what he was hoping for there, but Olli Mata up to Jonathan Toews. Logan Brown to Mata, shot block. Great block by Jacob Slavin. And Sebastian Aho gets hit hard. Slavin gets it up to Teravainen, though. Teravainen and Nate just going back and forth. The two playmakers, no shot is going to... Nate just scores! Canes win and are moving on to the second round. So forget what I was going to say about that 2-on-2 not going to result in a shot. It resulted in a goal. We're not going to watch that, though. It's going to be Natchez from Teravainen and Slavin. Good stuff. Canes win their first round series against the Senators. New Jersey got swept. Man, I do not know what to tell you, Trevor. Charlotte won. They won the next 3 games against the Providence Bruins. Kind of crazy. But it's going to be Canes and Penguins. These teams have faced each other, I think, in the last 3 playoff series. I'm pretty sure that the Canes have played the Penguins in all 3 playoff series. Not sure, though, but I'm 95% sure. First period of Game 1, Canes get a goal from Dominic Bach. Calvin DeHaan scoring for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Canes take a lead, though, thanks to Michael Cera. And third period, it's Big Sam scores a hat trick in the third, and Panda gets one as well. Great offensive performance from the Canes, really just in that third period. But either way, I'm still liking it. Canes get that Game 1 win. We're heading on to Game 2 now. And first period. Poulin gets the first goal for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Finding Nino tied it, but briefly, as Ponomarev scores to restore that lead. And the Canes lose this game. Slavin did tie it, but Poulin gets the game winner. Chiasson also scoring a goal in that game. So tied series here. Canes are hopefully going to win at least 1 game on the road here. Preferably 2, but I'd be fine with 1. Well, the Destiny update downloaded. Too bad I don't play Destiny anymore. Pasternak scoring in the first period, but Svech with 2 goals in the second. 16 seconds apart, too. Both on the power play. Wow. And third period, Aho, Panda, and Teravainen scoring. Canes take game number 3. 2 great offensive performances from the Canes in this series, 1 poor defensive performance. And that's kind of the story. All right, Game 4 in Pittsburgh, and Finding Nino gets the first goal for the Carolina Hurricanes in this game. Second period now. Teravainen and Aho ensure that the Canes stay ahead, but Malkin and Janmark are not going to go without a fight. Third period, Bach gets the eventual winner on the power play. Janmark scoring his second of the game, though. Canes take Game 4, take a 3-1 series lead. Big Sam, once again, doing very well in the playoffs. Game number 5, though, against the Penguins, back at PNC Arena, back at home. First period, Natchez and Aho scoring goals, just a few minutes. Actually, no, that's almost 4 minutes apart. Never mind. Either way, second period, no score, and the third period, Suzuki and Puistola scoring, I believe, both of their first goals of the playoffs. Malkin with the goal to make sure it's not a shutout, but Chris Miracle with 28 stops in that game. Canes win Game 5, win the series, and Tuukka Tiaksala is out. He may be back before we play another game, so that's okay. I'm okay with that. He is back before we play another game. So it's going to be Sharks versus the winner of the Game 7 in the West between the Blues and the Blues. Okay, so it's the Blues. And Sharks versus Blues, Canes versus Flyers. Obviously, we'll want to see the Canes redeem themselves this year and win the Stanley Cup after losing in, I think, 6 games last year to the Avalanche. First period of the conference final, no goals. Canes more than doubled up on the Flyers in shots. Second period, Big Sam and Aho score. Canes are having a great defensive performance so far, and Rock scores, but the Canes win. Great defensive performance, only allowing 17 shots in that game. Canes win 2-1. San Jose won Game 1 in their series, and we're going to head to Game 2, once again in Raleigh. First period, Kukkonen and Gensel score to give the Flyers a lead, but Hamilton, Natchez, and Bach give the Canes a lead, and the Canes get a power play goal there with Natchez. Chris Miracle did allow 2 goals on 5 shots, which is less than perfect, but you know what? That's okay. He didn't allow any goals on 4 shots in the second period. Niederreiter and Finding Nino with the goals, and the Canes lose. That's upsetting. 6-5, allowing 4 third-period goals. That's one of Chris Miracle's worst efforts that I have seen, which is unfortunate because he's been fantastic for this team, you know? Is this guy's name Casey Cizikas? Cedric. Not as fun. Do we still have a gem? Just the one. We do have another bust at the end of the 4th round. Well, middle of the 4th round. Hoping for at least one more gem, but we know that Sergei Bobrovsky and Sasha Schmidt are both busts. Game 3, Canes are looking to redeem themselves after a really disappointing Game 2 loss. Big Sam starting us off with a goal. Second period, no score, and the third period, Chris Miracle follows up a terrible effort with a shutout performance, finding Nino and Dougie Hamilton with goals. What more can you ask for, you know? I mean, he followed that up with a shutout. That's great. But San Jose still with a 2-1 lead in their series. We're going to go to Game 5 now. Or Game 4. I can't do math. First period, Jake Gensel scores for the Flyers. I almost said Penguins because I'm so used to him playing for the Penguins. Svech and Aho scoring. Svech's goal on the power play. Kukkonen does tie it for the Flyers. Third period, Canes win. Michael Cera, Martin Natchez, Luke Henman with a goal there, and Nino Niederreiter scoring. That's, I believe, Henman's first of the playoffs. Canes take a 3-1 series lead, though, and so do the Sharks. Patrick Puistola out with a sprained ankle, so unfortunately, we are going to be missing Puistola until May 30th, which might very well be the end of the season. So Puistola might be out for the season. It's a loss to the bottom 6, for sure. First period, Big Sam gets a power play goal. The Canes and Flyers trade power play goals there with Giroux scoring. Second period, Dougie Hamilton and Jacob Slavin, the Canes' first pair, getting it done there. And then third period, Michael Cera adds a goal from the actual middle of the circle. And the Canes are going to the Stanley Cup final once again. Second year in a row. St. Louis fought off the Sharks in this game, which is very good. Gives us at least one extra game to let Puistola get healthy. They've forced a Game 7, which is excellent. Obviously, you know, the playoffs are over. It's Canes versus Sharks. St. Louis did try, but unfortunately not quite good enough. And we could get Puistola back for Game 5. Maybe Game 4, but I doubt it. Either way, here's Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final, Canes versus Sharks. First period, no score. Second period, Canes get out to an early lead with box scoring. Owen Anderson gets the goal for the Sharks, and Dougie Hamilton gives the Canes a 1-goal lead heading into the third. Third period, Canes win. Luke Henman scoring. Owen Anderson with the hat trick in this game, but Tuukka Tiuksala is the unlikely Game 1 hero. It's not a name that I was expecting to hear, but Big Sam leading the way for the Canes with 20 points in these playoffs. The Canes are getting some scoring from the lineup, throughout the lineup, but we'll see what happens. Big Sam with another big goal. Owen Anderson tearing up the Canes in this series. Logan Couture as well. Second period, Ryan Strome gives the Sharks a 2-goal lead, but Aho brings that down to 1. Canes with a little bit of momentum, hopefully. And third period, Canes win. Necas and Svechnikov scoring goals in this game. Canes take a 2-0 series lead. Big Sam with 2 points in that game, 1 goal and 1 assist. We're heading out to San Jose now at the SAP Center. First period of Game 3, Josh Bailey scoring a power play goal for the Sharks. We're going to go to the second period. Canes get a goal from Teuvo Teravainen. And the third period, Canes lose. Scarabelli scores. Bach did tie up, but Erik Karlsson wins the game with 1:13 left. That is a 2-1 lead for the Carolina Hurricanes. Patrick Puistola is back for Game 4. It's not a huge addition to the roster, but it does help. I'm curious to see if that affects anything. First period, Zibanejad, Anderson, and Couture scoring. Svechnikov gets a goal to at least, give the Canes 1 goal in that horrendous period. Pavel Zacha scoring, and the third period, Tomas Hertl scores. The Sharks chased Chris Miracle after 1 period, unfortunately, and it's a tie series. Home team has won every game this series so far. And we're going to Game 5. First period, no score. Pretty even in terms of shots. A lot of them in that period. Second period, Ryan Strome scores. And the third period, Canes lose. Jordan Martinook getting the game winner. The Canes have lost 3 straight in this series. Have to win the next 2 games to win the Cup. Game 6. Nichushkin and Artukin scoring. Nothing in the second period. Canes are going to lose 2-0. They get shut out in Game 6. 2 years in a row we've come close, and we've lost in Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. This was more frustrating because we had a 2-0 lead in the series and then lost 4 straight. And the Rangers win first overall, so that's a Metropolitan team. Columbus gets second, another Metropolitan team. We're just not going to be able to get a break, man. But either way, it's not going to matter where our first round pick is. Still just the 1 gem. Still just the 1 gem, unfortunately. Eric Stahl retiring. That's probably a Hall of Fame career. Stahl had an excellent career after this. Wow. Kopitar, Parise, just a handful. Just looking for some other former Canes. Doesn't really appear to be any. Goaltenders, Pekka Rinne retiring, as did Corey Crawford. We will be drafting now. I'm a little upset. Oshie is now a coach for the Caps, or at least that's the team he retired with. Never mind. Ranta, Rinne, and Perry are now scouts. And I will need to hire 2 new coaches this year for my AHL team. We'll check the awards real quick, though. Obviously, the Sharks won the Cup, and the Canes were the runners-up. Dallas won the President's Trophy. Work Great won the Norris for New Jersey, but unfortunately New Jersey did not make it very far in the playoffs. Owen won the Conn Smythe. Congrats to him. Wade won his 2nd straight Selke, and that is it. Did any Checkers player win an award this year? That would be a no. Morgan Geekie once again leading the team in points, huh? Ooh, what did I hit? Oh, I hit edit player. My B. I didn't mean to hit that. Okay. We're going into the draft. We'll sim to pick number 30. Seems like, yeah, you can just get crappy players at the end of the first round, which is really dumb. I wish they'd change that. What are my needs? Centers, right wing, and maybe defenseman. Maybe. So there's a couple top 4D here. There is that low elite guy who's a right winger. I'm gonna pick the defenseman just because. I'll pick the one that my scouts are a little higher on. Oscar Stahlberg here. 64 overall out of the draft. Once again, decent pick. We'll send him to pick 61. They got a medium top 6 forward the pick before us. That's a little upsetting. There are a couple defensemen here. My scouts seem to like this player. I'm probably going to regret passing on the medium elite defenseman. Low top 6 forward. What did San Jose pick? A medium elite right winger. Well, nevertheless. I don't have a third round pick because I traded it for a Panda. Cedric McKee, another center, but top 6 forward, medium top 6 forward actually. 50 overall is terrible, but hopefully that medium top 6 forward potential carries him to success. I have another pick here coming up, and I don't see a whole lot, gonna be honest. Low top 4D, 19 years old, not terrible. Looks like a defensive defenseman. He is. 58 overall is not great, but I'll take low top 4D over anything else that was available. No, I don't want a low elite right winger. That's probably not going to be a low elite. Okay, there's nothing great in this area of the draft. I haven't drafted all that well. The draft's been okay, but we'll just pick up this center. Why not? Ivan Kolosov. Low bottom 6. That is horrendous. That is so bad. And last but not least, I've yet to pick up a goalie in this draft. We'll pick Josh Giunta, medium fringe starter with the last pick of mine in the draft. I don't hate that. So, not the best draft, but not the worst. We'll sim to the re-sign phase here. Charles Arnott, my NHL assistant coach, is due for a contract, and what do you know, my associate coach and my goalie coach retired. This guy is an assistant coach, and he probably won't accept this, but I will offer him that contract, just in good faith. And definitely going to sign the A- OHL scout. And the other A- OHL scout. And we'll get the USA West scout signed as well. And yeah, the scouting department is pretty good. I do wish they would scout the middle rounds a little bit more, but it's not too big of a deal. Yeah, we're good. All expiring. So Dominic Bach is definitely getting re-signed, as is Panda. Really, all of these players are going to get contracts. So Jonathan Berggren, I like what he's been capable of. I don't like what Geeky has been capable of, and will qualify Blake Murray. Like, he's obviously led the team, but that's just not enough for me. Definitely signing these two prospects. My goodness. So 2 low elite prospects, 78 and 77. And then a 74 left winger. So I'm great on the left wing. Antti Saarela is good enough for a qualifying offer, I guess. Right wingers now. Nino Niederreiter doesn't want a contract, and I'm okay with that. I'm probably going to fill that spot with somebody else. I'll qualify Likachev, and Ko I'm actually going to let go of because Mappletoft is here, and I don't think Ko has a higher ceiling. Defense. Obviously, we're giving a contract to Panda. Slavin has done fairly well these past few years, but he's an 84. I don't have a legit first pairing defenseman. I think that Panda could be that guy along with Dougie Hamilton, so we'll release Jacob Slavin. I'm also going to release Joey Keane. I don't see the point in keeping him around. I'll qualify both of these guys, and then we will sign Barabal because, 71 overall at age 19 is not terrible. Rome does not want a contract. Yes, you do, my friend. We are going to offer you 4 years at 5.275. That is fine. We'll give you like 6.23-ish. Or 6.3, not 2.3. I don't know why I said that. But either way, there we go. Unsigned prospects. Goaltending's going okay. Other skaters. Komutov here, a center prospect from Russia. 70 overall at age 20. I think I'm going to go ahead and sign him. Other than that, Pittis I like. This guy I'm cool. I'm liking these top 4 prospects. Really the top 5 is not terrible. I think that's all pretty good. So I like it. Like it a lot. We'll keep going. So my NHL assistant coach actually accepted, which is crazy. Okay. So Rome did not resign. If he wants 2 years, that's fine. I'm just going to have to offer him a lot of money for 2 years. Sure. That'll be fine. This will just be my scouts all accepting my contract offers, because scouts really don't change anything. Rome has still rejected. He must really not want to sign here, man. Gonna qualify him. If he doesn't accept this offer that I'm about to give him, which is gonna be like an obscene amount of money for 1 year, we'll just wait him out. We'll wait it out. We'll wait it out. But yeah, we'll send him to free agency now. See what happens. Oh, now he wants to accept. So it seems like the year. What? Suzuki wasn't up for free agency. Oh, he totally was, and I just missed him. Oh yeah. I want to re-sign him. Okay. Strange. I guess I just missed it. Okay. Don't need to change anything for scouting. We'll just get my AHL coaches real quick. Let's see. Anybody with good teaching skills? Not really. Alright. This is my AHL associate coach, hopefully. My AHL assistant coach, well, my goalie coach, actually, will be This guy. He has really good teaching. You will be my AHL goalie coach, hopefully. Please say yes. We're gonna go to the proposed trade and see what happens. First period. Why did I say first period? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And I'm fine with it because I have this guy and I might put a prospect on the wing. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need another defenseman. We'll see who's the best available. But I think I'm good in terms of everything else. Bachfest would have been great. Werenski's perfect. Does he fit my system? That's a good question. Defensive pairing 1, easy mode. So he fits on defensive pairing 1. I think it was either power play or something else. Power play lines, he'll probably play on the power play because I mean he's capable. Oh no, he's not actually that good on offensive. Okay, but either way, any good prospects available? This Polak player isn't terrible. We'll sign him. Any other good prospects available? It would not appear so. Yeah, I think I'm good. I think I'm okay. We'll advance a couple days, see what happens. So my associate coach has accepted. So one coaching slot has been filled. And the AHL goalie coach has accepted as well. And I got my prospect. Time to wait on Werenski. Boom, I got Werenski. So the defense is worlds better than it was last year. We replace Slavin with Werenski. That's a 3-point upgrade. He's a better fit. So we'll have a really good first pair. It seems like all my prospects that had qualifying offers are accepting. Jason Dickinson traded to Columbus. Jonas Brodin and a second heading to Los Angeles. So kind of an interesting trade because, you know, seems like Brodin is still at least decent in this. I don't want to trade my prospect right there, my man. So I'm all good. John Carlson traded from Washington to Calgary. Likachev, no. Mangiapane traded to Buffalo from Edmonton. Alright. We're doing okay here, huh? And roster moves. Look at this top 6. Bynum isn't playing. Okay. Well, who are my scratches? Let's check. Okay, that's fine. I'd rather have Mavish there anyways. That's good. Okay. Man, that first line is going to be killer. Defense, Werenski and Hamilton. Finding Nino and Panda. Honka and Marlowe. That makes it worse. Okay, but we'll put Honka on the second pair. He's earned it, for sure. I don't love that Finding Nemo is down there, but if he's not a good fit, then I just can't help him. So we'll switch that up. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Goaltending. Rome is an 88, Chris Miracle's a 92. That's just disgusting goaltending. Charlotte, we'll just check. There's the defense. Pretty average. Here's our forward core. And our goaltending down in Charlotte. Do it like that. Easy. This may be the best Carolina Hurricanes season. I say that, but you just never know with this team, man. You never know. So let's hope that it's the best team that we have. Great preseason so far. And yeah, I don't know. Seems like it's a great preseason. We won all the games. That's a rarity. But you know what? We're good. Home opener against Arizona. We actually start on a 5-game homestand, which is not as much as the Canes usually get. They usually get like one home game and then they leave for a while. But not the best start to the season. I finally get our win. First win comes in our third freaking game. And again, a slow start for the Canes, playing against some really good teams. And yeah, 1-2-2 is not the way I imagined this season to start out. But, well, we know that this guy is the #1 overall pick, but we don't know anything about him. Those stats in Russia are very good. So that could very well be a franchise player, which would be insane. But no gems so far in this draft. Two and two is not great. Not where I expected to be this early in the season, but it's still early. And you know what? We still have a lot of time to make up for some of these losses here. I would hope that we'd stop losing relatively soon. Why is he on the trade block? Heck no. He and Chris Miracle are the goalies of the future. They are the future for this team. They're doing so well. But we still keep losing. What's going on? 2 shutouts in a row. I'm upset. Well, we shut out the Blue Jackets at least, but they're terrible. Okay. We've got 2 wins in a row, back up to 500. Technically. We're not NHL 500 yet. Overtime loss, not great. Metropolitan Division games, we are winning those, which is great. Gotta beat the Islanders, gotta beat the Penguins. The Blue Jackets, the Flyers. You really have to beat every team in your division at least twice. But I'm liking this 3-game winning streak and the point streak we have going on. Make it 4 with that win against Pittsburgh. Let's go. Detroit was bad last season, so I'm not sure if... Yeah, they're still terrible. And we made it 6 games. There we go. Or 5 games, excuse me. There, well, no, 6 actually with that win against Columbus. So, very good to see that. Man, the Stars really want to get rid of Honka and Pesce, huh? Anaheim firing their coach. 7 games, and against Buffalo, it's a loss. So the win streak ends at 7 games, but propelled us into a playoff spot. That's what you want to see. And you get another one. That's a shutout win over the Philadelphia Flyers, 3-0. And another win against St. Louis. There we go. All right. Draft rankings should come out pretty soon. 5-4 win against the Canadiens. Yep, here are our central scouting rankings. Yep, it's a franchise player. Another one in this draft. Another franchise player with a Wayne Gretzky comparison. Oh no. So whoever finishes last is going to get a phenomenal player. Interestingly enough, the top 3 players, 2 from Russia, 1 from Germany. I don't want to tank, man. We have so many good young players. I want other teams to get good players. I'm going to let it happen. The more competitive the league, the better. Also, I'm noticing we're getting a lot of shutouts, and that's what I like to see. I like to see that the goaltending is really taking over as the star of this team. Like, obviously, the whole team is really great, but here we go. There we go. Okay, so 2 straight wins once again. And Montreal's already had enough of Nino Niederreiter. They want to trade him back to us, and I'm going to say no. I don't want Nino back. I'm sorry. I want my prospects to develop. 2 straight losses, though. New Jersey, once again, doing really well in the regular season. But will they do well in the playoffs? It remains to be seen. Canes with not a whole lot of games this month, or at least there's a pretty big gap in between a handful of our games. We did have 2 back-to-backs, though. Okay. Well, there's another win. Winning a lot more games in overtime and the shootout this year. And another win against LA. We're heading to January now. Starting off the new year with a loss to Colorado. And a loss to Vancouver. And this is a 4-game road trip, and we're already 0-2. We can't beat Calgary. I don't want this to be a sweep. Let's please beat Toronto. To at least... We don't, so we lose every game on that road trip. So we need a big 3-game homestand here. Starting with a 1-0 shootout win against the Senators. Okay. A boring game, but, you know, good finish. A loss to the Islanders, not ideal. And a loss to Winnipeg, but a win against Washington. Washington and Columbus, back-to-back games against the worst teams in the division. And naturally, back-to-back wins. Can we get that revenge game against San Jose? We do. Okay, San Jose beat us in the Cup final last year, but we get a win in the regular season against them, so at least there's something there. But yeah, there's another look at Dmitry Radulov, which we're not going to pin, sorry. I wanted to see gems. One bust, Kim Erickson from the SHL, and yeah, that's about it, unfortunately. No gems, no busts. Or no gems, one bust. Charlie Coyle traded to Tampa Bay along with Carlo and Bennett. Boston getting a first-round pick. Justin Sordiff, who is 23, 24. He will be 24. So that's a waste of a prospect and a second-round pick. It's at least a waste of a prospect, in my opinion. 5-game win streak for the Canes, though. Making up for some of those previous sins. I do see 2 games against New Jersey coming up at the end of the month and in the middle of March. And a couple other games against some division rivals. So we have 3 games against New Jersey for the rest of the year. We're going to send to the last game of the season, which is April 5th against the Sabres. Here we go. Another win against Detroit. Shootout loss for the against the Oilers, but still a point. We're still getting points in the standings. And they want to trade us Brady Shea. I'm going to say no because I don't think I need him still. My defense is already probably the best it's been. New Jersey's just kind of killing it this season, man. Another shootout loss, unfortunately, and a loss to Pittsburgh. We're still kind of fighting for our lives in the division this year, so I'm a little worried about that. What's good is that Pittsburgh's trying to trade players. So Buffalo gets Tyler Benson from Edmonton. Don't believe we play Buffalo anymore this season, so that's okay. Detroit fired their coach. Honka's out for the rest of the season with post-concussion syndrome. That's tough. That's really tough. Honka, I'm sure, was having a great season. Jack Kapaka traded to Ottawa. Oh man, that really sucks for Honka. 5-1 loss. Man. Dang. Well, I hope that doesn't affect the team too much. Because we still need to win games. Gotta beat the Rangers. San Jose gets a goalie prospect in a 5th. Tomas Hertl and Josh Bailey heading to St. Louis. And Julius Honka traded to Washington. Dallas gets Nicola Waugh. So pretty meh trade. Dylan Coughlin. That's too much to give up. But yeah, seems like we're winning games though. Columbus trades Ryan Murray to New Jersey, so Columbus gets a lot worse. And New Jersey, the team we play 3 more times, gets a lot better, unfortunately. But 3-game win streak goes on the line against New Jersey. It's a shootout loss, so we do get a point, but it's still unfortunate. New York gets a goalie prospect and trades Brett Howden. Toronto gets Coughlin from Vegas. We play Anaheim twice. We have yet to play Anaheim this season, so Anaheim after that tanking, might actually be good. That might be 2 wins. Philadelphia gets McCann. The Islanders get a little worse. We do play Philly coming up, but we also play the Islanders. Big win against, I couldn't see. Those 2 games simmed by so fast. A loss to Washington is unfortunate, but the Canes have more of a lead. Mild concussion for Big Sam. That's a huge loss. But the Canes still win without one of their number 1 players. Big Sam is back, and I going to change this up. Boom. Oh, actually, you know what? Okay. We have a few rookies on this team, so I'll definitely check that out. Another win against Anaheim. And another win there. Canes are just winning all over the place, clinching the playoffs. So there we go. We are a playoff team. Here are your March draft rankings. Gems and busts. 1 gem, a medium top 4D, Malik Lamkin, a defensive defenseman from the USA West. Yeah, definitely defensive defenseman, huh? B- shooting, which is kind of funny. Offensive consistency, foot speed, and character are weaknesses. Kind of sucks. Size and strength. So size and strength are strengths. And defensive zone play. Well, I would hope a defensive defenseman would be strong in his own end. Looks like New Jersey's going to clinch the division this year. The Canes are still giving them a run for their money, though. No, they've clinched the division. So we will finish second in the division. We did get a win against New Jersey just as a kind of final screw you. And Canes versus Sabres, last game of the season. So New Jersey does win the first place in the division. So they have the best chance of getting into the second round. But, as we've seen with New Jersey these past 2 years, that has not meant anything. In fact, New Jersey has sucked in the playoffs. I think they may have gotten swept twice, which is just hilarious. But hopefully Trevor and his team can get their act together. It's going to be Canes versus Rangers in the playoffs. It's going to be Buffalo versus Ottawa, and New Jersey already lost game 1 of their series to Toronto. Canes will not be playing the Penguins in these playoffs. Svetch with 80 points is your team leader in points. 2 other players with 70 points. Henman kind of drops off after Michael Sarah, huh? Rookie skaters, Yablonski with 22 points, McTavish with 10, Berggren with 6. Yeah, not great. Yablonski did get better, McTavish did not, neither did Berggren. Still no rookie goalies. Goaltending, Chris Miracle and Rome, great seasons. Okay, Chris Miracle with a fantastic season in net. Rome, I can see why he didn't want to stay here, but I mean, I'm going to keep him because, yeah. And we'll check. Oh, Panda, you're probably going to want to see how your player did, huh? Defense, 23 points. We'll check. So, let's see. Trevor, for New Jersey, 77 points, tied with Hughes for the team lead. Three straight 30-goal seasons for you. And we'll check Ottawa because somebody might watch this. Sarai with 95 points, my goodness. And Scott with 59, coming close to Norris territory. We'll check defense in the entire league. So Number Sports Fan will more than likely win the Norris this year. Which is kind of crazy, huh? Yeah, Scott didn't finish in the top 10 in defenseman scoring. Or did he? He did, he was 10th. But the league has some crazy good defensemen, man. But game 1 of the first round. Canes and Rangers, first period. Rangers get the lead with Kakko and Cuckoo scoring. That's a lot of Ks. Big Sam scoring there. Second period, Panarin gets a goal for the Rangers, and the third period, Canes win. Pristola scores, Panda gets the goal, and Sebastian Aho nets the game winner just 11 seconds after Panda scored. Your Carolina Hurricanes shock the Rangers in the third period to take the 1-0 series lead. Second period now. Game 2, not second period, excuse me.
I gotta stop after this, man. Svechnikov with the goal. Kravtsov gets it, so 2 Russians scoring. Svechnikov and D'Angelo scoring in the second, and Sandlak gets the goal. Canes lose game 2. Svech with a great series so far, 4 points in those 2 games. The AHL season has ended, and Charlotte is a playoff team playing against Providence once again. We'll go to game 3 here at MSG. First period, game 3, Kravtsov scores. Second period, we get a goal from Teuvo Teravainen, and we're heading to overtime. Rangers looking kind of rough defensively and offensively here, but we'll see what happens. Or defensively and goaltending wise, not offensively, excuse me. Okay. Canes are actually on the power or penalty kill here for the next minute and a half, which does not bode well. Tony DeAngelo with the puck to Capo Caco. Elected not to shoot there, even though he had a wide open lane. Aho gets it to Berggren. Jonathan Berggren is going to dump it out, and the Canes are going to kill off a few seconds. Artemi Panarin with the puck to Tony DeAngelo. DeAngelo's going to give it to Young. Young to Waugh. Nicolas Waugh here. Maybe not. And his shot goes wide, and luckily for the Canes there, but so 32 seconds gone in the period. Canes still have a minute of power play time to kill off. Berggren loses the face-off. It's me with the puck. Blocked shot. What a block there. It's me with it again. Another block. And Natchez is going to skate it out of the zone. He's going to dish it to Berggren, and the Canes are actually going to go on the offensive here on the penalty kill. Shesterkin with a nice save in close. He may have just broken up that pass, but either way, Canes kill off 19 seconds and 2 phenomenal block shots there. And regardless whether or not you win or lose the face-off, you kill off some time on the power play, which is great. Here, Aho's going to rush hits me, but he is going to get the puck up to Sandlak. Sandlak gets broken up, and the Canes are going to clear it out. Aho with the puck. Canes on the offensive on the penalty kill again. Zach Werenski with it to Marleau to Werenski. Werenski dished the puck out, but Perreault has it. And here come the Rangers. Lias Anderson with the puck to Sandlak. Shot blocked twice. It was deflected and then officially blocked, both by Canes players. Time for one last rush for the Rangers. And then that will be it. It's me with the puck. Shot, save, Perreault, great save. Chris Miracle out in front. Sandlak with it. Power play is over. It's me, shot, save. Chris Miracle again. Marleau with the puck, got stripped off the puck. And Big Sam's going to clear it out. And yes, he's going to get it into the offensive zone. Big Sam with the puck, circles back, takes it to the circles. This is Banda, and Big Sam with a shot. Easy save from Shesterkin there. Canes with a phenomenal kill early on. Chris Miracle, take a look at some of these chances here. Great save getting over. Canes' second line is out now of Michael Serra, Martin Natchez, and Dominic Bach. Slater Cuckoo with it to Adam Fox. Capo Caco with the puck now. Slater Cuckoo once again. Chris Miracle makes a nice save. Pretty easy stop there, and the Canes are just going to hold on to it. So we got a face-off coming in the offensive zone for the Rangers. The Canes looking to win this face-off back, but it's a tired second line. Shot, score. Rangers win. Canes with no momentum. Obviously that power play got it done, but my goodness. That was a clinic on how to gain momentum. Chris still had a great game. 40 saves on 42 shots, but Canes can't quite get it done in game number 3. We're heading to game 4. Canes looking for a bounce back victory to tie the series. The Devils have tied their series at 2 as well. Big with a goal in the first goal along with Dominic Bach. And that's a shutout. Chris Miracle with 2 great efforts. He may have had just 3 great efforts in a row, but I can't remember. Man. But a shutout to tie the series. And here we go. Ottawa has tied their series, and Toronto has taken the lead. Suzuki and Bach scoring goals. Aho with another goal, and the Canes win. Marlowe with his first of playoffs, a short-handed goal, and Big Sam scoring as well. Canes win. They take a 3-2 series lead, and we're going to Madison Square Garden for Game 6. New Jersey, despite winning the division, has been eliminated. Ottawa could move on to the second round, though. Young with the goal for the Rangers. Kravtsov with it. Third period, Natchez and Big Sam score, but unfortunately we are heading to a Game 7. This is our first Game 7 in quite some time. We haven't had a Game 7 in a while. But either way, here we go. Game 7, Canes and Rangers, first round. Natchez with the goal. Perreault and Itzmi score, so the Canes will need a big second period. They don't get one. Sandlak with the goal, and the Canes lose. Teravainen and Werenski score, but the Canes are eliminated. And yeah, that's unfortunate, but I'd like to think that that series would have been different if Honka was playing. Probably not all that much, but our defense would have been a little better. And our offense too. Honka's a decent defenseman, so I'd like to think that that would have affected things. Our scouting staff has found another gem, a center, Viktor Sergeyev. Seems like a pretty good year for Russians, huh? Charlotte did not win their series either. Buffalo has won the Stanley Cup. All it took was for Trevor to leave. Trevor's not on the Sabres in this mode, he loses. Florida will get the franchise player, moving them up from 8th to 1st overall. So more than likely that will give the Panthers the leg up that they need for next season. Still just the 2 gems. Crosby, Backstrom, Giroux retiring, Ben and Voracek as well. Jordan Staal calling it a career. And that's about it, probably. Bobrovsky, Rask, Varlamov, Reimer, former Kane. Other than that, you know what? We'll sim through the draft, and then I'll probably just do free agency later. Giordano and Backstrom are now coaches. Maroon, Perron, and Rask are now scouts. I will not have to hire any new coaches this year unless I decide to go a different way with some coaches, but that remains to be seen. Awards. Buffalo won the Cup. It was St. Louis versus Buffalo in the Stanley Cup final. Number Sports Fan obviously won the Norris. Chris Miracle winning the Vezina, but Cam Stats gets the William M. Jennings. That's Chris's first Vezina, by the way. Patrick with the Selke, breaking Wade's 2-streak. And we'll go ahead and do the draft. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do the draft. So we have the 22nd overall pick. Seems like there might be some decent players still available for us. Possibly. Adam Zanetti and Braxton Thompson. Both are two-way forwards. I'm going to go with Zanetti here. Medium top 6 forward. Again, the 64 overall. Thompson was 65 overall, but both players are snipers. I needed the right wingers. I don't have a ton of those in my system. 53rd overall, so we did miss out on the 1 gem, but that's fine. There's a couple low top 6 players here. Alright, we'll pick the other right.
We'll pick the center. Jacob Hay. Another low top 6 forward. Don't have a third round pick in this year's draft either. I guess that also is from the Reese trade. It cost a lot to acquire Panda, not gonna lie. I'm good on goaltending, so we'll pick Alvin Wilkinson, the left winger here. Medium top 9 forward. He's a grinder, so probably not an NHL player, but if he's a good AHL player, then that's not a terrible thing. We'll draft the low elite left winger as well, because that's definitely a good pick. 52 overall at age 18, yeah, that's solid. Pick 177 overall. I still don't see anybody great. There's a few players that I would consider drafting. You know what? There's plenty of players that I would consider drafting. Let's grab... I don't know, man. Fine, I'll pick the goalie. Medium fringe starter. I'll just pick the goalie to say that I have a goalie. And there was like a decent goal, or a decent defenseman. This William McTaggart. He's probably pretty bad, and he's 19, but getting a low elite would be huge, and yeah, 55 overall is not great, but if he can get up to 70 by the time he's 21, that's still a good pick. But that will do it for this sim. I am tired, and I start my training tomorrow, so I'm going to need to get off tonight. But thank you all for watching, and I will hopefully see you all soon.